What's going on, everyone? About to go live. Hello. If you guys can hear me, comment 1 on the chat. We are live. Good morning to everyone. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you've all had a great weekend. How's everyone been? Good morning. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Javid, Ryder, Maul, Dean. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to RNAV. Best prop firm, indeed. It's going to be a very interesting live stream today. We're going to, as usual, be giving away 4 accounts on this live stream. So we're going to be giving away 2 50K futures accounts and some Forex accounts as well. So make sure you watch until the end of the stream to get a chance to win these accounts. Okay, I might pick anyone from the chat at any time. Welcome to Silver King. Welcome, everyone. Let's go. So yeah, we're going to be giving away 2 50K accounts and 4 10K Forex accounts. The 50K accounts are futures and the 10K accounts are Forex. Okay, so grab your water, grab your drink, and let's get started. Giveaway for early birds, for sure. At any time, I'll be giving away these accounts. And before we get started, do know that whilst I'm on this stream, you get 65% off of any futures accounts by using the code AquaTV on the screen. If you're looking for a Forex account, you can get 45% off by using the code AquaTV only on this stream. Okay, the code is on the screen on the bottom side. So whilst I'm on this stream, you can use the code to get 65% off on futures accounts and 45% off on Forex accounts. With that being said, let's get started. So the market has been moving wild. And we're going to be analyzing, as usual. What I like to do is break down the chart, see what's going on in the markets. Do remember today is Monday, so it's the start of the week. When it comes to trading during the start of the week, I don't like to get right in unless there's a really good setup, right? Sometimes I might not, but it's the start of the week, so you want to take your time with it. Okay, so yeah, gold has been flying 100%. Gold is at an all-time high. So yeah, we're going to be analyzing it. So who's ready for me to analyze gold? Comment the number 2. Who's ready? Who's ready for me to analyze gold? Are you seeing shorts? Comment the number 2 if you're ready for me to analyze gold. All right, let's go. So we're going to be starting off with gold. Okay. Like I said, gold is at an all-time high. Flying, literally flying. And it's really interesting to see that. Okay. So let's see what's going on. As you can see, last week I did say that if gold breaks above this zone, there's a high chance of it continuing to fly, even though it's already been on an uptrend. And currently, that's what happened. It broke above this zone, this resistance zone, as we saw previously, right? And yeah, all-time high. So now, where do I see gold going? I mean, nobody really knows where gold is truly going to go. It's at an all-time high. Price has never been at this level ever in the past, right? Not a year ago, not 2 years ago, not 5 years ago, never. So there's no data to compare it to. It's just flying high, right? However, I do see gold coming back down for a massive retracement. Okay. Maybe not today, but sometime during this week, I do see gold coming down. Now, why do I have that opinion? Not because it's, at an all-time high and price should surely pull back down, but because we do use a strategy, and I've noticed around the region of 3870 right here. So let me highlight. I do see price coming down to this level right here. Okay. Not necessarily 3867. It might go there. But around the 3870 would be the price I'm looking at for a gold target. Okay. Let me pull up the chat to see what you guys are saying. Gold might come down to 3600. Yeah, that could be a possibility. I mean, if we look at gold, have a look, right? It's just continuously flying up, and it's not had any major pullback, right? I mean, it's had a little dip every time it pulls up, but nothing major. It's been continuously going up, right? From 3316 all the way up here. Now, I'm not saying there's going to be a crash on gold, right? I'm not saying that, because if you think about gold, every year, gold is going to continuously go up just out of demand, right? Pure demand. It's going to go up every year. It's not a guarantee, of course, but it's an investment that continues to go up. So we're not looking for long-term downsides. That's very unrealistic. I'll be very honest with you. However, what we're looking for is short-term pullbacks. Okay, short-term pullbacks. Short-term pullbacks. Yeah, so the region I'm looking at for gold currently to pull back would be, like I said, the 3870 level. Okay. Now, am I saying everyone go sell gold now? I'm not saying that, right? I'm not saying that. However, I do see it coming to this level right here. Let me read some of the chats. What's everyone saying? If you take note, relative strength index just pulled above 70 level on daily chart. Yes, we haven't had a major pullback on gold since August. Are you going to short? No, I'm not going to short now. Ideally, what I'm okay, I'll explain what I'm looking for, and I'll explain when I could possibly be interested in a short position on gold, and I'll explain when. Um, Pullback will go down. All right, I just caught up with the chat. So when it comes to gold, let me zoom in. I would say, first of all, stay out of gold, whether you're buying or whether you're selling. Okay, whether you're going long or you're going short, stay out of gold. The reason why I say that is because you need to wait for a confirmation on any entry in general. Now, I'll explain a potential short that could be interesting. Okay, this could be interesting. Let me highlight the levels that I am talking about. Also, I do see a few of you guys commenting and spamming numbers. I promise that is not the way you're going to win the accounts that I'm giving away today. I will not be picking you just because you're going to spam. I'm going to make it fair. I'm going to give away the accounts to someone that deserves it. We're giving away 4 accounts today, 2 50K accounts, and actually 4 10K accounts. So we're giving away 6 accounts today. So 6 of you will be winning accounts today. Okay? So please do not spam the chat. Only comment on the chat something that's beneficial or a question you may have. Okay? So okay, so when it comes to gold, I would say a potential, let me highlight it so it's a bit more clear. I would say the 70 region. Again, this is not a signal. It is not a signal. I repeat, it is not a signal. I am not advising anyone to, take a trade just because of my analysis. It's just an analysis and do your own due diligence. So let me highlight this level here. Let me do it red. I'll make it red. And I will respond to every chat. Okay. So every message that you have, any questions, comment now. I will respond. I would say right here. So what do I mean? What does this mean? What have I written on the screen? I'll explain it right now. Just give me a second. To explain it, I'm gonna need a rectangle. All right, so what I'm looking for now is a close below this candle for potentially a sell towards the downside. Okay. So when it comes to gold, we do know it's at an all-time high, right? However, we do expect some pullbacks. Now, a potential bearish, pullback can occur when or if there's a close below this candle. So how this current 3-hour candle closes, and let's just say we get, I don't know, let me see. Let's just say we get, let me draw it instead. Let's say we get something like this. Let me make it thick so you guys can see it. Let's say we get let me make it red actually. There we go. Let's say we get something like this, right? I don't know what is happening. There we go. Let's say we get something like this and it closes below right here, this level. If it closes below this level, then I would say there's a high chance of price coming down to the target of 3,870. Okay, a high chance. But it's all about how price closes here. Okay, price needs to close below this candle for me to be like, okay, we have a potential pullback that's going to begin. That's what I'm looking for. Now I'm going to answer some of your questions. Someone said, what session do you trade the most? I trade sessions that, when my strategy allows me to trade. So I don't really trade specific sessions. Like it doesn't really matter. Sometimes I'll have a setup showing up on the New York Times, and then sometimes it's a London session. It doesn't really matter. It's just about when the setup happens. I'm not really fussed about when. If I'm on the chart and I have my confirmations and I have my setup that fits my strategy pop up, then I'll take the trade. Why the 3-hour candle? I usually analyze on the 3 or 4-hour time frame. So yeah. Many people are technically good but have mental problems. What is the solution? By just looking at your P&L, right? If you look at your P&L, are you making profits or are you making losses? Now, if you're making losses, you obviously need to fix something. That's it. What can I use as a trigger point for short in gold? Like I said, with gold, what I'm looking for is a close below this bullish candle right here. So if price can go and close below 3,929, we could see it going down to 3,870. Okay. As long as it's moving the way it's moving, I am not interested in entering any gold trades. I'm looking for a short with gold, provided it closes below 3,929. If it doesn't, I'm staying out. How long do you hold a trade for? Usually my trades are within the day or maximum 72 hours. Are we getting 50K futures accounts? Yes, we're giving away two 50K futures accounts on this live stream for free and four 10K Forex accounts. This will be a massive fall potentially. But again, with gold, I'm not rushing. If it closes below, we may consider a sell. We need to see how it moves. Should the candle closing below be an engulfing candle? I mean, what we're looking for essentially is a close below this level and price to either consolidate right below this resistance level, and then we may be interested in a sell. Or what could happen, realistically, what could happen right now with gold is maybe the next candle just completely crashes down. So we may have one big bearish candle, right, that literally goes all the way down and we might miss out on a sell opportunity. But we'll see. How about meditation? I mean, everyone has their form of meditation, whatever works for you. What will be the selection process for the giveaway winners this time? The method used last time for selection wasn't entirely correct. This time, I will be giving away the accounts in a different manner. So just continue watching. Make sure if you're watching this live stream that you are subscribed to this channel, AquaTV, and you hit the like button. Those two things must happen for you to be entering this giveaway. I have two accounts, which is 100K. I am not only joining for the giveaway, I'm watching the stream to gain knowledge. Appreciate it. And what's better than knowledge? Can we call this a top-down analysis? Yeah. Why do you want to short gold? Because buying gold right now, to me, is just following the overall, trend. And not only that, based on my short-term strategy in terms of the lower time frames, it's indicated to me a region, like I said earlier, 3870. That's the level based on my lower time frame strategy that I see gold going to within this week, hopefully. So again, I do have a strategy that I personally use. It's on the lower time frames. So once it indicates to me the levels or of price interest, I look at the higher time frames to confirm, possible increase. But again, mark my words, this is not a guarantee, but sometime during this week, we will see gold around the 3870 region based on my analysis. Again, it's not a guarantee. Trading is not a guarantee. Do you post content on your YouTube? I want to learn how exactly you draw these levels. Yes, I do. And I break down these levels. If you watch the previous live stream that I did, I've shown you guys how I draw these zones very quickly. Are you seeing any bearish divergence on RSI, MACD on your chart right now? I don't personally use RSI or the other indicators that you mentioned on the higher time frames. I feel like it creates confusion. When you're analyzing on the higher time frames, you need clarity, right? If I have a bunch of indicators, I can open a bunch of indicators right now. It confuses you. Okay, one indicator is going to say a buy, one indicator is going to say a sell, one indicator is showing, that maybe it's going to go sideways. Like, that's not clarity, that's confusion. So I would say figure out what works for you and be blind to everything else. I can tell you since I've started trading 2017, right around 2018, early 2018, late 2017, I have never ever used the Fibonacci indicator. I have, in fact, I've never used an indicator apart from the RSI. So it doesn't matter what indicator, as long as it works for you, then continue to use that. How do we know where to sell when there's no resistance at the top, especially in all-time high? Very great question. VRGOPI. That's actually a very, very good question. So that's a very good question. Now, he asked, how are you going to sell when price has never been this high with gold, right? What are you basing it off of? Now, my answer to your question is very simple. We don't have a resistance level right now. It's at an all-time high. What we may have, and if this happens, is we may have a close below this level. That's why I said, if price closes below this current candle, if it closes bullish, if it closes below this candle, 3929, we may be interested in a sell. Okay. We may be interested in a sell. But again, it depends. Okay. If gold fails to break through, do you expect a fast retrace or a slow grind down? It depends. Let's watch and see how gold performs, and then we can base it off of that. When was the giveaway winner announced? We haven't announced the giveaway winner yet. If you continue to watch the stream, I will be giving away the accounts. Journaling is good or not. When I started trading, I would journal my entry, my target in pips, my stop loss, and my risk. So whether it's 1-to-1, 1-to-2, and how much in figure amounts I stand to make or lose as well. So I would suggest doing that as well. But if you kind of get the hang of it, you don't need to do it. How to manage emotions in trading, please guide me. I mentioned earlier last week, late last week on the last stream, I mentioned the only way to control your emotions through trading is to take a big loss. When you take a big loss, you start to realize that there's a cost to being emotional in the game, right? If you're not losing, you won't understand why it's costly to be emotional, right? Also, you have to understand that if you can't control your emotions, because most of trading is about managing your risk and managing your emotions, and if you can't manage both, then your days are numbered in this industry, in this, trading markets. I think journaling helps with the emotional aspect by trusting your system 100%. What I believe in is this, right? If there's a lot of you watching right now and a lot of you going to watch it when the stream ends on the playback, I'm going to make it very clear. If you do not have a notebook or maybe a digital PDF, a file, nothing fancy, just a white page, and it says my strategy, and it says rules for entry, and it has a step-by-step like written down rules and confirmations you need before you even consider buying or selling or trading in general. then you're trading the wrong way. If you do not have a written down list of rules when it comes to your strategy, then you're not trading the right way. You're not trading with the right frameworks. Okay. Have the rules written down. Why? When you look at the rules and then you look at the charts, if the charts don't indicate what's on your rules, you stay out of the market. Okay. So make sure you have your whatever strategy you use, right? Let's just say you're someone who trades support and resistance. You're gonna put on your notepad, your PDF, whatever, on your notes on your iPhone, what you're looking for before you place any trades. You don't have to make it fancy, just write down the rules. Welcome, everyone. Good morning to M. I went long in gold and closed, guys. Well done. You definitely caught some good pips. What's the most effective way to align a trading edge with prop firm rules like consistency caps, lot size limits, and news restrictions without compromising the strategy's integrity? Pin the market. Very, very good question. That's a very good question. This is it's going to require a long answer. I'll give you the short version of it. You'd have to backtest. Essentially, you'd have to backtest, and whatever rules that you have, you'd have to apply it on a demo account. If it fits your, if you're seeing profits on the backtesting, then I would say go ahead with it. So some strategies do not work with prop firms because you can imagine there's some people that gamble when using prop firms, and that's not trading. That's not even a strategy, right? But just make sure you backtest, and from there you will know what to tweak. Maybe you're entering too early, maybe you're exiting too late. Maybe you could, reduce your risk exposure, see what you can tweak. All right, so we're going to be continuing with the analysis. Okay, so gold, we're going to come back to gold. We're definitely watching gold. We're going to be doing some pound pairs, pound JPY, something that is not at an all-time high and is moving, as normal, I guess. You see Friday, it opened up on a Monday with a gap. Not really interested in gaps. I couldn't care less about gaps. I'm not the type of trader to be like, oh, there's a gap. Doesn't mean nothing to me. Okay. Don't fall for that. I mean, if it's something that you look at and it works for you and you're profitable, then by all means. All right. Let me see what we have here. I will be answering your questions as I go along with the analysis, so bear with me. Okay, I'm just looking at GJ right now. On the next stream, I'm going to be doing the analysis and breakdowns on Meta. I really prefer analyzing and breaking down on MetaTrader over TradingView. It's just something that, is more appealing to me. It just works for me. So we will be doing that on my next stream on Friday. Let's have a look. Okay, so just gonna draw out some zones. There we go. Right there. Maybe, yeah, that's enough. That's enough. Okay. That is enough. What is your life before you start trading? What do you mean? Do you mean like a morning routine, or what do I do before I get on the charts every day, or what I was doing before I started trading? All right, so with GJ, someone said gold is going down. Let me have a look. Oh, no, it's not going down. It's not going down yet. GJ, I mean, nothing interesting. I'll be real. Nothing interesting as of yet. Maybe we could test this level 203, 100. But yeah, nothing interesting for me. I'll move on to pound USD. Pound USD, I'm not liking the way it's moving. It's just it's consolidating. Usually I stay out of anything when it's consolidating for a while. Yeah, and by the way, a lot of you ask me what's an important skill to have when trading. One of the most important skills to have is learning when to stay out. Learning when to stay out is very important. Okay. Learn when to stay out. Sometimes you see the charts and you're like, you know what? Today, this pair, there's nothing for me. What would a trader who's desperate to trade, what would a trader like that do? They would force a trade that doesn't even make sense. So, having been in this game for a long time, I've learned right away I can open a pair, I can say, you know what? Not for me. Today, this is not what I'm trading. That's it. I don't have to force a trade. I don't have to, because remember, every time you're in a trade, it's a mental tax. Why? Not because you're gonna blow your account if you lose. No, because you should have risk management, but because managing a trade in itself is very taxing on the mind, right? You need to analyze, you need to manage the trade, whether it's in profit, maybe you'll set it to break even. So that management is a mental tax. So the more trades you're in, the more taxing it is to your mind. So clarity and peace of mind is so important. But when you find a setup, you can enter, but you need to understand the difference between when to enter and when not to enter. Pound Swiss. Let me have a look at Pound Swiss. Same thing. Like, I won't lie, Pound has been very, very boring these days. It's just been consolidating. I hope a lot more volume comes into the pound pairs. Maybe I'm comparing it to gold at the moment, but I would like to see some more momentum. Like, I'm not going to trade this consolidation. What am I going to do? Am I going to sell, buy? Like, that's a gambling strategy, right? when we have rules, we have rules. We know when to enter, when not to enter, and this is not something that we can even consider. So moving on, pound CAD. I'm guessing all the pound pairs are going to be similar. Let me draw some zones with pound CAD, Canadian dollar. Canadian dollar. Staying out is an underrated skill, 100%. Staying out is very important. Yeah, not interested in pound CAD. Next up, we have pound New Zealand. Yeah, that's not interesting as well. Pound AUD. Pound AUD might be more interesting as it has a bearish trend. Whilst we do that, let's quickly go back to gold. Gold. Nothing happening on gold yet. Good morning to Starboy. Welcome. It is pulling back though. Remember, what we're looking for with gold essentially is a close. So like I want this bullish candle. I mean, it's about to be bearish the way it's pulling back. But if it can close bullish and then we have another candle close below the low of the wick, so 3929, I want it to close, then we may see that downside momentum. And again, this week, my target for gold is 3870. Okay, 3870. Hopefully, we can get in a sell for gold to this level 3870 if it allows us to find the right entry. We're looking for the right entry with gold. Okay. Someone said, I don't think gold can bounce soon. I mean, we're looking for confirmation. Okay, we're looking for confirmation. All right, so just reading your comments. Now what we're going to do, ready? We're going to be giving away the first 50K account. Who's ready? Who's ready for some free accounts given away by AquaFunded and AquaFutures? And again, before I give away these accounts, I want to mention one thing. I will be giving away some more accounts towards the end of the stream. And also, if you don't win anything today, understand that on the screen right now, we do have a code. You get 65% off whilst I'm on the stream off of any futures account, like I said, or 45% off of any Forex accounts by using the code AquaTV. All right. With that being said, we're going to be doing the first 50K futures account giveaway. And again, not everyone's going to win. Some of you might get mad that I might not pick you. But again, we are giving away a lot more by doing these streams in terms of showing you how I analyze. And that's value that you can take away. Okay. Someone says 65%. Yes, 65% off of any futures account right now whilst I'm on the live if you use the code AquaTV, or 45% off any Forex account if you use the code AquaTV. All right, so a lot of you are spamming. I do want to let you know, by spamming, that doesn't increase your chances of winning unless I specifically state that you should spam. Okay, right away, let's get into it. I'm gonna make this fair. And I want to make it as random as possible. As random as possible. Okay. It's going to be so random. Again, this is for the 50K futures account. All right. You know what? I'm going to make it so random. And if you win, you win. All right. So let me grab my water. Ready? And the first person that says this is going to be the winner. So I have 2 water bottles right now. Okay. One is a normal water bottle, nothing but water inside. Okay. I have another one and it's red. It has water and it has something else inside of it. The first person that can guess what's in this water wins. Why is this one normal? Why does this one have something inside of it? First person that can guess what's inside this water right now wins. Again, it's normal water, but I've put something inside this water to add something to it. Orange juice, no, it's red. It's literally red. Electrolytes, there we go. Silver King, congrats. You've won the 50K account. The first person that mentioned electrolytes was Silver King. I'm going to screenshot it. Silver King. That was so random as well. Silver King. Dini, please don't select. He's just typing so many. Guys, like I said, anyone that spams will not be chosen. Okay, Silver King, congrats on winning. Everyone, say congrats to Silver King on winning the 50K account. Next up, we have a giveaway for a 10K account. Okay, 10K account. 10K account. 10K account. Soft drink. No, it's not a soft drink though. Electrolytes, that's not what a soft drink is, okay? Again, congrats to Silver King. All right. Someone said, I want a 10K. All right. So we're going to be doing a 10K giveaway. Wow. I'm trying to make this as random as possible. All right. This is going to be, okay, you know what? Let me not make it about this one. This one's going to have you guys guessing for hours. First person. Okay, ready? First person to break down what PIP stands for wins 10K. PIP. 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 What is a PIP? Break it down. What does it mean? What's it short for? So PIP. No, someone said Andrel LLC. And I don't know how to say your name. Andrel LLC, congrats on winning the 10K account. Correct. Okay. Point in percentage, or percentage and point, however you want to say it. But congrats to Andrel LLC. Andre LLC. There we go. Congrats on winning the 10K. So now we're giving away one more 10K, and later on during the stream, we're giving away more accounts. Yeah, limited liability company. All right, the last one. What's the best thing about AquaFunded and why? I want to see the comments. I'm going to pick a random person. Comment below the best thing about AquaFunded and why. Reliable, fast payouts. I'm going to let the comments come, and I'm going to swipe. The first person that my finger lands on is going to be the winner, and then we can continue analyzing the charts. Okay, so we have to keep it moving. All right. I'm going to give it 5 more seconds for everyone to get their comments in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. I'm going to swipe all the way up. Wherever my finger lands on, that's the winner. All right. Let me go all the way up. All right. Some of you guys are spamming. Do not spam because there's numbers. You guys are spamming 3, 2. So just don't spam, because if I land on a number, that's not the question I asked. Okay. So it has to land on the answer. So 1, 2, 3. Javed Idrisi. Javed Idrisi. That's the one. Javed Idrisi. If that's how I say your name. Javed Idrisi, congrats on winning the 10K account. Okay. Now we are giving away 3 more accounts later. Okay, 3 more accounts later. Do not be disappointed if you haven't won. 3 more accounts. Now, I know some of the winners are listening. How do you get what you've won? Simple, by DMing me on Instagram. So I'm going to comment. Okay, I want to make sure you get what you've won. Okay, we're not just talking here. We want to make sure you're well taken care of. Okay, I've just dropped my Instagram. You're going to DM me with the proof of you being the person that is on the account commented, right? DM me, and then you're going to speak to the team at AquaFunded, and they will give you the account. Okay, so now we're going to continue with the analysis. Gold, we'll come back to that. Let's see Euro USD. Euro USD. I came 3 hours early. I mean, we are giving away 3 more accounts in a little bit. So we're giving away one 50K account and 2 10K accounts if you stick towards the end of this live stream. All right. So any questions you guys have, comment below. I'm going to answer every single question to the best of my ability. So let's do a fire round. A fire round is where you guys ask questions and I have a minute to 2 minutes to answer before I move on to the next question. Any trading question that you've ever had, drop it in the chat and I'll answer between a minute and 2 minutes. Okay. Depending on how deep your question is. I asked before, from your experience, do most successful prop traders lean more on price action mastery or on rule-based systems to manage emotions and decisions under pressure? My answer will be whatever works for that specific trader. Everything works, but it's how you manage it, right? Price action works, rule-based systems works, right? It literally matters on if you're profitable, then you're profitable, right? Two, I really believe in this, and I know I said I'm going to answer in 1 minute, right? I really believe in two people can use the same strategy and one can be profitable and one can be not profitable, right? Why? Is how you manage it. How do I pass my futures account? Be profitable. Back test, prove that you're profitable and take on the challenges and never give up. How did you get started in Forex? Very good question. So 2017, I had a social media marketing business, and the brand that I was managing at the time, the founder was a trader. And then, yeah, that's how I got into it. Trading was not a thing. When I first started trading, it wasn't social media thing. There was nothing like that. It's just trading. Do you trade only gold? I only trade indices only. I trade mainly gold or pound pairs. What is your favorite sport if you're not in trading? Then what you selected as a career? I would say boxing. Boxing is something that I enjoy doing. Great live stream. Appreciate it. Next time I win the giveaway. Yes, we are still giving away 3 more accounts on this stream. So don't worry, we haven't stopped giving away. On this stream in a little bit, I will be giving away 3 more accounts. Okay. Anyways, continuing. Giveaway is over. No, it's not. We are giving away 3 more accounts. Make sure you hit the like button. So you mean you're not a fan of Chelsea? I'm actually a fan of United. However, I don't spend my time watching football. Yeah, it's just not something that I watch. I feel like it's a waste of time for me. It's not benefiting me in any way. But I might watch some games or maybe go to a match in person sometimes. Do you think simplicity in trading is underrated in 2025 markets because FOMO and etc. is one of the main common issues among retail traders? Yeah, I mean, it's all about simplicity. If you look at my charts, you see it's very simple, right? It's very simple. And the reason why it's simple is because I can think and I can see clearly what's happening. If I have too many things going on, it's very messy, right? And yeah, like it's just better to keep it simple. Price action is so important. One of the most important things you cannot ignore as a trader is price action and certain levels. Hello, can you give Instagram ID so that we can give details to you? Yes, I'm Javid. I believe you won the giveaway. So I've just put in the comments the username. Just DM the screenshot of you winning and we'll take care of you. Okay, so Euro USD, back to it. Definitely a bearish trend for Euro USD. It depends on how it reacts to this level. I'll be very honest. It depends on how Euro USD reacts to this level and whether or not it struggles to break below this level. If Euro USD can break below, then I do see it continuing down, maybe to this level here, the next zone. However, it's all about how it moves around this level. If price consolidates for a little bit, then I would say it could pull back. There could be a little pullback towards this region here. So let me, how it reacts to this level. If it cannot, we may get it to move back up. Depends on this level. However, with Euro USD, I would say like the big move has already been completed. And therefore, when I say the big move, I mean this big candle right here. And therefore, it's not something that I would look at to trade. I would just watch this. And I don't know if you've noticed by now, my style of trading is watching and waiting for a setup. Because when I get that confirmation, I'm in. But if I don't, I just wait. Okay. So with Euro USD, we have to see how it reacts to this level. Simple. New Zealand USD, nothing going on. I want to know, what pairs are you guys trading? Let me know. What pairs are you guys currently trading? What, maybe like you're already in a trade? So I want to know if you're already in a trade, let me know what pair you're trading currently. I'm interested in USD JPY. Let's have a look at USD JPY. USD JPY. I mean, it broke above this level. If you have a look, it broke above this zone right here. So it's trending higher at the moment. The next zone, I mean, just based off of high right here, but let me confirm it. Let's have a look. Yeah, 1 2 1 2. So definitely a zone. Are you, so the person that said they're in the USD JPY trade, are you in a buy? Are you in a long, or are you in a short? Let me know. Where are you live? When are you live? I go live on Fridays and Mondays. I'm looking for a buy setup. Let's see. Between this level and that level, maybe 60 pips. It's already completed halfway. So to the next level, we have about 30 more pips. I would say it is not worth it. it is not worth getting in that trade simply because there's not a big room for an upside. That's a huge opening gap. We do not care about gaps when it comes to higher time frames. Yes, it's generally important to notice it, but it's nothing unless it, fits into the setups that we have. For example, what do I mean by that? Let's just say I had a short in mind. If I wanted to short USD JPY, this gap would be an added, I would say, bonus. Because I say bonus because a lot of people believe in gaps always fill, right? If there's a gap, it's going to fill. So if I'm already shorting off of, my own strategy and rules, the gap will be an added bonus. But a lot of you simply take it as, oh, there's a gap, like it shouldn't be like that. A gap is just a gap. It might fill today, it might fill 5 years from now. Back to gold. I want to know who thinks gold will, in the coming weeks, maybe crash all the way to 3,500, or maybe even lower, maybe 3,300. Or do you guys see gold potentially reaching the 4K level? Let me know. Who thinks it's going to continue to trend up, or it's going to maybe pull back heavy? So Andre said, I think gold will close at 4K this week. Gold going to come down. I'm just waiting for the dollar to gain strength and gold will fall. 4K fast by Ahmed. Big bank target is 5K. Chase, Wells, Fargo, etc. Hello. Pullback. I mean, there's no doubt that gold will someday touch 4K and definitely more towards the upside. But I think we might have a pullback in the short term. We might. 5K won't happen until 2027. I think 5K would happen somewhere, I would say end of this year or not end of this year, mid 2026. Mid 2026, we could see 5K. Or potentially, I would not be surprised. I genuinely, with the way the world is going on right now, if you know, in terms of politics, I wouldn't be surprised if gold, maybe January time, New Year's or end of this year, goes to that level. Marvin FX said, giveaway over. No, we are going to give away some more accounts in a little bit. To be honest, the banks, them are eyeing the end of this year. 4,100 major TP. Yeah, I mean, Andre, like we could see that upside. However, just keep in mind, as we continue to trend towards the upside, there's gonna be investors taking or pulling out their profits, right? Or maybe even retail traders, and that short-term pullback is very likely. It's just supply and demand. When it comes to trading, understand this. If let's just say this water is $1. Okay. Now, I'm a shopkeeper. I say, you know what? I'm going to make it $20. Some of you may pay for it, but if it gets too expensive, well, a lot of you might not buy it, right? And so, if you think of it as that, there has to be room for the buyers. And so people will start to sell or take out their profits as it continues to go to the upside. Therefore, it's going to create that discount in the market. And that discount could be at 3,870, could be 3,700. And it's going to be something the buyers would potentially be looking at to re-enter towards the 4K level. So Andre, when something is at an all-time high, in general, people ride the wave, right? If you think about it psychologically, they would want to ride the wave of upside, right? And this is referring to retail traders. They would want to ride the wave of the upside, the profits. However, logically, they'd want to take out the profits just off of the fear factor of, what if it goes down? It's at an all-time high. Let me take my profits out. And enough people doing that, it's definitely going to create some form of a pullback. However, any pullback with gold is definitely a short-term one. Definitely. So yeah, with gold, buying, I would say, if you think about it logically, although buying now is smart because you're riding the wave, the trend, I would say there's more uncertainty if you buy now than if you were to wait for a sell. Because waiting for a sell is saying, you know what, eventually the the people holding or anyone holding would take out profits. Therefore, there's going to be some form of a pullback. So waiting for that confirmation, like on the screen, the price closing below previous bullish candles would be a smarter way to get in gold rather than buying now and praying for more upside. Yeah, exactly. That's like anyone that buys. I read this meme. It said a newbie buys at an all-time high and sells at an all-time low. That's what a newbie does, right? Don't be a newbie where you're buying at an all-time high and selling at an all-time low. You can imagine how many people right now have that fear of missing out. Oh, gold did a big move. I want to get involved. And by entering now you know, for a buy position, it's purely out of FOMO. You can't tell me price has ever been at this level. Price has never been at this level. Anyone that buys right now is purely, and I'm not talking about physical gold, by the way. I think buying physical gold is a very smart investment long term. But I mean, retail trading. Anyone that buys gold is simply buying from the notion of, oh, gold is going to continue to go up, not off of price action, clearly, because price has never been at this level before. So if price was at this 3943 level 5 years ago, 2 years ago, we'd be like, okay, price was here before. There's something to base it off of. Price has never been here. So anyone that's buying pretty much is hoping for more upside. And hope cannot be a strategy as a trader. For real, because some people that get in early, they're probably looking for an exit 100%. 100%. You know, I'll tell you a funny story actually before I give away some accounts. So when I first started trading, this was 2018. I wasn't profitable. So okay, I want to double my account. I want to triple my account, and not out of analysis, risk management, and just rules, right? So at that time, I was purely gambling, and someone's stream is stuck. If you guys can hear me, comment one. Pretty sure we're good, but Andre said the stream is stuck. All right, back to the story. So 2018, I was pretty much trading without a strategy and risk management, and I was basically gambling, right? And so I will tell you a funny moment when it was a turning point for me. I remember, and I can guarantee you, everyone, depending on when you started trading, especially if you started way back in the day, like I have, you definitely went through the moment of trading by, you know, without strategy and basically gambling. So I remember, funnily, I was such a gambler in the markets where I would place a buy and I would close my laptop and I'd hope for it to go up. Imagine that. Imagine being so afraid of looking at your position where you close your laptop and you pray for it going to your direction. And, you know, I'd blow my account. And then I realized that hope is not a strategy. You cannot, the market will punish you if you do not have the right system in place. You have to have um, a strategy, and then you also have to manage your risk. If you're not managing your risk, then your days are numbered. Okay, so make sure that you're following these rules. I think we're going to get a gold um, downside, maybe later on during today, maybe tomorrow, but we're going to wait for this close below. In terms of other pairs, pretty much. You know, also what I recommend, one of my biggest mistakes, and I promise you, please take this in. If you're going to take one thing in, take this in. One mistake that I made is trading every pair. I remember I would have 50 pairs on my charts. Why would I have 50 pairs on my charts that I'd analyze? Simply because I had this mentality of I better I better leave with a trade. I better trade something. And that's a bad mentality to have. Master one pair. Maybe look at trading gold. Maybe look at trading pound pairs, whatever, Euro, USD, crypto, whatever, futures, whatever works for you. Stick to a pair or a few pairs that you're really good at and go all in on that. Do not spread yourself too thin, in the markets. I highly do not recommend that. Do you trade every day? If not, what is the longest you have stayed out of the market? It depends. I would trade when I have a confirmation. So it depends. I trade only gold, but the issue is with position sizing. What do you mean by that? Why is it an issue for you, Nico? What is your weekly bias on gold? Like I said, gold, I do see it going to 3870. Provided that it can show this potential close below first. I have a watch list with around 15 to 20 pairs. I don't trade all of them. Sunday I go through Sunday way swing where I break down all of them and find the top down analysis of the weekly, daily, and 4 hour. Yeah, that's smart. Andre, go through them. I think 15 to 20 is not too much. As long as you don't spread yourself too thin and you're not, trading all the pairs for the sake of it. Okay. Time frame is all saying one thing, either it's bullish or it's bearish. Then I break down on a 2 hour, 1 hour, 30-minute, 15-minute structure to end line with a higher time frame. Okay. NFP gold will be bearish by Rayan. I think maybe we might see that trigger during that time. We might see that. I also do weekend analysis on my strategy. That's good. Higher time frame first. Yeah, I recommend doing a top-down analysis. So you analyze on the 4 hour, 3 hour, and you go down on the lower time frames. All right, so who's ready for the giveaway? Before I continue with the giveaway, I have to mention one more time. If you use the code AquaTV while I'm on the stream, you get 65% off any futures accounts and 45% off a Forex account. Okay? Best of luck to everyone. Before I continue with the giveaway, yeah. All right. So first things first, we're gonna be giving away the 50K account. So 50K account futures I'll be giving away. to the first person that can break down what an RSI stands for. RSI, first person, RSI. What is RSI? Indicator, first person to type it wins. It's not my fault. I said RSI, indicator. What does the RSI stand for? First person to break down, like, okay, Whoosy said it, but Pin the Market said it more clear. But I'll be fair. Okay, I'll be fair. Whoosy, I'll put it on the screen right there. Congrats on winning the 50K futures account. Okay, you did say it. I'm gonna be fair. You did say it. Okay, everyone say congrats to Whoosy. Whoosy, congrats on winning 50K futures. Now we're gonna be giving away 2 10K accounts with Forex. Okay, 2 10K accounts. Now I'm gonna be fair. Where's everyone from? I want to give accounts to certain countries. So where's everyone from? What country is everyone from? Whoosy, by the way, make sure you message me on Instagram showing that you're the person. India, Brazil, India, Jamaica, India, Australia, Nigeria. All right, so I'm gonna scroll up. Comment down your country. Only comment down your country. I am going to scroll up and I'm going to scroll all the way down. The person I pick will be shown on the screen. 10K account Forex goes to Black Myth, India. Congrats on winning the 10K Forex account. Make sure you message me on Instagram. Next winner and the last winner for the stream for a 10K Forex account. Now, I'm going to pick a different method. I'm going to think of a number in my head right now. From 1, okay, how many people are watching? All right. From 1 to, let's just say 30. 1 to 30, I'm going to think of a number in my head. First person to say the number wins. Let me think of a number. Okay, I've thought of a number. First person to say the number that I am thinking about wins. From 1 to 30. Some of you, I'm not going to say anything. I don't want to say anything. One to 30. First person to pick the number from 1 to 30 wins. None of you have said it so far. None of you. How can you say 59? I said 1 to 30. Congrats to Starboy. Starboy. Did Starboy win anything today? I feel like I've mentioned that name. Starboy said 26. Well, let me bring it up. The number. Where did you say it? You said it right here. It's on the screen. Starboy, congrats. You said the number. You win the 10K Forex account. Again, message me on Instagram. I'm going to comment my Instagram. The team at AquaFunded will give you that account. Okay, they'll set you up. You said 26 before. There's no way you said that number. Let me have a look. It's impossible. No, you haven't, Gospel. You said 29. You said 28. Let me have a look. Let me have a look. Maybe I made a mistake. The chat is moving really quick. If you did say the number, then we will take care of you. I'm just going to confirm that. Let me see. Gospel. There's so many numbers. Okay. I do notice Gospel Chidera has indeed said the number. So, Starboy, I do have to apologize. Unfortunately, the person that is winning the 10K Forex account is Gospel. I do apologize for the error. Don't be disheartened. In fact, Starboy still messaged me. I'll see what I can do. But Gospel, congrats on winning. Apologies again, once again, for the error. And yeah, make sure you guys message me on Instagram, showing the proof. And let me have a look at gold now. And again, don't be discouraged. Some of you guys might be discouraged that you haven't won anything. I promise, if you are on the streams when it comes to all the other hosts that are on this channel, you will get a chance to win. Okay? You will definitely get a chance to win. But that's it for this stream today. Let's see how gold does during this week. It's going to be very interesting. Like, I'm very interested in seeing where gold goes this week. Whether it's going to hit 4K first or maybe pull back before going up to the 4K level. But nonetheless, it's going to be interesting. I hope you guys enjoyed this stream, took away some things. I'll be back on Friday. So I go live Mondays and Fridays. So with that being said, appreciate you guys for being on this stream. And I'll catch you guys on Friday. Peace out.